outstanding record in these derbies. Just the one defeat in 18 Old Firm clashes. Here we go with a familiar tune. In a city full of fanatical followers of football, this is the one, this is the game, this is the derby. Rangers are ready and willing, but are they able, or will it be more of the same from Celtic, Chris?
Well, an opportunity for Rangers early on. Will it be more of the same from Celtic? Celtic will want to control the game. Notorious this season for their fast starts, but Rangers have an opportunity and they may see set pieces, Neil, as a way of hurting Celtic.
Yeah, particularly early in the game, Chris, but initially just looking at the start and how they would deal with Callum McGregor, a lot of talk before the game. Usually CelRan looked like you're going to try and do a number today, but it's a good opportunity early in the game for them.
A big chance in the very first minute of the derby. Václav Černý sending it in. Prepper around the back, unable to keep it alive.
Well, Chris, you were just saying it's a good opportunity. This is a really good ball, you know, proper round the back, he's free. He just needs to get the trajectory right and just bullet that back across the face of the goal. He had numbers, but an early opening.
It's fairly frantic already, as expected. Celtic have opened the scoring in 9 of the last 11 derbies, and he knows that needs to change. Rangers rarely set the tone. They would certainly love to here. Tavernier. Černý.
Well, Celtic have got to be watchful of Černý. He's a wonderful left foot, but not on that occasion.
No, but what's clear here, Chris, is that how aggressive Rangers have been in the early part. They're very, very high. I think they're almost asking Celtic, go long, we can maybe deal with that aerial one, but we're not going to let you play through us. But we've seen so many times Celtic are patient, they're good in the ball, but that's exactly that pass from Carter Vickers that Rangers are trying to do. They're trying to get them to rush things, apply the pressure, get into good territory.
Rangers encouraged by their start, but it's very, very early. Here's Václav Černý, who has settled in quickly. Proper old style winger. And the first challenge of the game, Conor Barron, getting involved straight away.
Well, I think he's very fortunate not to see yellow. You go to ground like that, you normally see a card, but John Beaton letting him off for that one.
Well, you said, Ian, it might be his type of game. I think he's been really good for Rangers, but you can't get through the back of people. It does get the ball, but he cleans Kyogo out.
Perhaps no great surprise that he came up with the first proper Derby Day tackle. Callum McGregor. Dujon Sterling bars him off it, but here's Bernardo. Hatate. Bernardo. Now Celtic are on the front foot. Early goals have been quite a thing in these derbies in recent times, but Hatate has dragged that wide.
Never really set. Was a good little passage of play for Brendan Rodgers' team. Off balance, Hatate and a long way out. That was a bit optimistic.
Two teams with their own dreams, but dreams can quickly turn to nightmares in a game like this, on a day like this. Celtic won 4 of the 5 meetings last season, and it could easily have been a green and white wash based on their first half performance in that 3-3 draw at Ibrox. Butland sends it away to Tavernier. Dujon Sterling, who started every Old Firm last season and is in again from the off in a midfield role. Hounded by McGregor. Taylor gets involved.
Well, it's probably not the position you're wanting Sterling to be in. You'd rather it was Czerny. But really patient from Rangers at the back. You know that Celtic are going to press, but they're patient, they're brave. They're trying to get a trigger from Ada to jump, and then that gets the overlap on the outsides with Tavernier. It's exactly what happened. Interesting start to the match here.
Dessers has had a good start to the season. Neither here nor there from Diamande. Here is Carter Vickers. Diamande moving in on Schmeichel. Slip from Bernardo. Connor Barron now for Matondo. Who sparkled against Ross County last week. Tavernier for Dessers. What a chance! And what a really... Oh, the flag is up anyway, but it was a tame shot.
Yeah, but he didn't know that. It's a brilliant pass from James Tavernier as well. It's a slip from Bernardo. Rangers applying that press again. Nice little pass inside. When it comes to Matondo, when he gives it to Tavernier, just watch Dessers here at the top of the picture. There's not a lot in that, you know. I think he is offside. Great composure, but again, just looking to find a far corner, and fortunately to find Schmeichel, but a good start from Rangers. I have to say, Chris, I'm surprised by how aggressive they've been in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of talk about the Celtic start. It's Rangers who have started brightly, and Tavernier picking up that position, central midfield.
Czerny for Tavernier. Barron. Jefte. Matondo, who scored that screamer of an equaliser in the 3-3 game. It's admirably defended by Johnston. Suter. Czerny. Rangers have come to ask early questions. Diamande holding on to that. Czerny, route blocked by McGregor. Here's Matondo. That was awful from Matondo. McGregor. If anyone can get to this, yep, he can. Dyson Maeda confronted by Suter. Hatate. McGregor now. It's Taylor's cross, and it's booted away by Jefte.
One hell of a ball from Taylor. Just pulls it back along the 6-yard line. Maeda wasn't far away.
So often, Chris, you just usually see Kyogo just pulling into that little space. It was a wonderful ball. There's a glimpse of how quick Celtic can go from back to front. Maeda, I mean, he's so fast. He almost looked as if he wasn't bothered about getting that ball going out to the touchline there. I think he believes so much in his pace. The only surprise was that he didn't take John Suter on. He came back.
Carter Vickers, who missed a day's training this week, which had everyone worried for a moment.
Kyogo was unhappy there, space in behind.
Yep.
It made the run. Wanted the ball clipped in from Cameron Carter-Vickers. Here's that cross from Taylor. Wonderful ball. Had made it, just anticipated earlier. Celtic would probably be one up.
Celtic have made such a good start to their season. They've won all 3 of their Premiership games comfortably without conceding. Rangers held by Hearts, edged past Motherwell, and then hit Ross County for 6.
Rangers front players are all bunched. They're pretty tight together, Ian. Generally, you see the wide players staying wide, but they're really in tight, getting next to Dessers, giving that back 4 of Celtic lots of problems, which is then opening up the fullbacks for Tavernier, Yefty.
Here is Tavernier. Sterling. Tavernier again. Time to set himself. Oh, what a chance for Matondo.
Got to score.
Plants his header wide.
He's got to score. He doesn't believe in himself, but I'm just saying how narrow they are. He needs to do this better. He might have been offside, you know, with his left knee, but what a ball, the quality from Tavernier. But much better from the wide players of Rangers. So often in these fixtures, they've been bit parts. They've been on the periphery of the game. They need to get in and support the number 9, Matondo. His eyes must have lit up there.
Tate releasing McGregor. McGregor releasing Kuhn. Kyogo's waiting! Kyogo is scoring! Some things never change. Kyogo scores on Derby Day. His first of the season comes against Rangers. Of course it does.
Well, Matondo, this is a golden opportunity at one end, and then Celtic break up the other end and score. It's tight, and Nicholas Kuhn is onside. I think he is. Kyogo's onside, and the finish, there's an inevitability about it. Kyogo's not going to miss from there. Celtic in behind the High Rangers back line. Wonderful weight of pass from Nicholas Kuhn, gets his head up, it's measured. Kyogo can't miss, he doesn't miss.
Chris, you have to love the composure of Kuhn as well, because I felt he could have played it earlier, but he waited for the perfect opportunity. Kyogo is just slightly behind him, so he is onside. And that little man, I mean, how many times has he been a thorn in Rangers' side? Talking about the start Rangers made. All the midfielders, this is about the game management. All the midfielders of Rangers are ahead of the game, nobody protecting, and they were opened up.
Oh, I think the decision is going to be offside here, and it might not be counting for Kyogo. Andrew Dallas is telling John Beaton as much. It's offside.
I mean, that's a tight one. Factual offside, though.
Yeah, again, I'll say it. Look at the midfielders behind Callum McGregor. Absolutely gone out of the game. One of those central midfielders of Rangers needs to sit, give a bit of extra security to stop that penetrating pass. But Rangers are out of jail there. And that was a hair's breadth.
Well, it was a classic Celtic counter-attack too, but no goal. It stays at 0-0.
Well, we've not been allowed a little bit of an easy ride into this game. It's been blood and thunder from the first whistle. The noise, the atmosphere, the tempo of this match has been ferocious.
Kyogo looking for that one too, having been denied a goal.
He's always making those movements, space in behind, so clever with the timing of his run. Scales just overhit that one.
That was his opening goal of the season. He'll be back for more, of course. Rangers rather relieved, to say the least, after a decent start from them.
It's interesting that Celtic's decision here just to be patient themselves and not. I know Hatate's up there with Kyogo, they're looking for a trigger, clearly something they can jump on, but Rangers are not in any hurry. They're almost trying to encourage someone to break ranks, just to break position and try and pick in that space. Generally it's going to come from the full-back areas.
Diomande for Tavernier. Suter going direct, held up by Carter Vickers, scales away to Taylor, who stumbled a little, but it mattered not. Two captains coming together.
Tavernier a little bit late on. And McGregor.
Goals have pretty much been given across recent games between these two. Celtic thought they had one, it wasn't to be. Or will it to be? Oh, it's come across to Dyson Minor! Celtic do have the lead after all. They are just utterly relentless when it comes to Derby Day, when it comes to facing their fierce rivals.
Well, Joe Hart applauds. It's a brilliant run from Alistair Johnston. An underlap, it's becoming a feature of his game. That's not going to be offside, and the ball pulled back. Tavernier switches off. Maida anticipates that run there, though, from Johnston. He keeps it in. Slip from Cropper, and I wonder whether Butland feels he can get a stronger hand to that and keep it up. It's a good connection from Dyson Minor. And Celtic in front, as usual, as of late.
What a run from Alistair Johnston, Chris. And I mean, I spoke about my worry down this left side. Yefty gets dragged out into a wider position. Cropper decides to stay inside. And Alistair Johnston just runs off of Ravi Matondo. And when he gets there, it is a lovely pullback. But the slip from Cropper is absolutely crucial to that goal happening. If he doesn't slip, he's allowed to adjust his feet, step onto it, mop up defensively. But he goes down, and you said there, you're absolutely right. James Tavernier needs to be fully switched on. He needs to be aware. Maeda's going to come in from the wide position. He's going to be around. He's a big threat, and he doesn't do it, and Rangers are punished.
Celtic have now opened the scoring in 10 of the last 12 derbies. Alistair Johnston playing a big part in that goal, which has rocked Rangers after they began with such purpose. But here is Václav Černý, and Maida inside his own house, sorting stuff out now.
Honestly, he's just unstoppable, a little ball of energy. He must be a dream to have in your side, because not only does he offer that fantastic threat with his pace on the wide areas, and of course, as we've just seen, a goal threat, he's prepared to do the dirty yards and work back.
First yellow card of the contest is coming out for Yefte.
Yeah, I'm not so sure there's been 4 fouls.
Yeah, well, certainly not by him, Chris.
It's a daft challenge, and he's put himself under massive pressure there. Nicholas Kuhn getting his body, and I've got to say, I don't think that he's deserving of a yellow card for that, though.
Yeah, he gets rolled. I think he's wrong side. I think he needs to try and force him inside, just make sure that he doesn't get turned. He's just been caught up there. But I agree with you. It's a soft yellow, and as John Beaton pointing out, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think they certainly came from him.
And if you're Brendan Rodgers and Celtic, you're saying get the ball out
You're
right.
delighted now, aren't you?
Yeah, here is Kefte, who has to tread carefully, and it's not the game in which you want to have to do that. Diamande. Matondo, there's an off-the-ball collision there, Johnston and Diamande.
Not sure what happened. It's just under our gantry position here. You can just see them coming together. Alistair Johnston, I mean, there's nothing in that other than I think Diamande has actually thrown himself into Alistair Johnston there.
Yellow card for both.
Again, I don't think that's necessary. There's honestly absolutely nothing in that. Bit of gamesmanship.
Three yellow cards virtually coming along at once there. Alistair Johnston and Mohamed Diamande both booked. I think Alex Ray's being spoken to now, and a yellow card for him, which has gone down well in these parts.
He's no stranger to a yellow in this fixture, surely.
Not like him to lose his head.
Up towards Dessers, it's won by Cameron Carter-Vickers, as it so often is. Tate out towards Kuhn. Suter has to react. He beat Kyogo to it. Here's Kuhn looking for Maida again. And Tavernier's challenge away for a corner.
He just gets there. I think James Tavernier, I think he just gets there, and he's lucky. Because Maida has gambled, he's on goal side, and he's a fraction away from getting there. It's a really good challenge from James Tavernier, but again, it's just the pace of the front line of Celtic. You have to get caught out by Kuhn, and then a little attempted slip pass.
No Matt O'Reilly to take the corners anymore. The man who's replacing him today will take over that duty. Paolo Bernardo's corner sent away by Prupper. McGregor somehow managed to sneak in there, blocked by Barron. Another corner.
That's absolutely ridiculous from a Rangers perspective. McGregor just running off Conor Barron there. Too easy.
Other problems. Matondo's down.
Tom Lawrence is warming up. They were aware that Rabbi Matondo may have had an issue. And he is struggling, so Tom Lawrence might be involved earlier than expected.
It's interesting because you have another wide player in young McCausland there, so clearly Tom Lawrence being the chosen one, you would feel that maybe will he play off the left and keep Czerny off the right. Diamande is number 10. It's a real disappointment. I mean, last week he's finally showed up and showed everyone how dangerous he can be, and it was always a question that was going to be asked.
I think they've changed their mind on the substitution with Ross McCausland there, getting ready instead.
Yeah, that would make more sense, Ian, for a wide player, like for like, but they're just talking about Matondo and how good he was. A couple of goals, assists, that's exactly what you're wanting. But in this fixture, you can't be carrying a hamstring injury. I'm sorry. Alistair Johnson will run off him all day.
Well, he is waiting to come back on, Rabbi Matondo. Here's McGregor, who's already scored 2 crackers this season. McCausland is stripped, but Matondo wants back on for now. Barron saw that coming. But here's Kuhn, who somehow came away with it, floating it in, but that's an easy take for Butland.
Not a time to be a show pony. Conor Barron in the corner, keeping the ball away. Matondo back on.
Well, they're just going to give Matondo a few minutes to see if he can continue. Tate, Proper, Jefter. Dessers blocking that from McGregor. Cherney has a second go and finds Dessers. Minor on the scene again.
He turned back there, Dessers. I felt he had a little slip pass for Cherney, who'd made the run into the channel, the right channel.
Jefte. Tavernier. John Sterling made a good run, but Liam Scales in charge there. However, the corner for Rangers.
Yeah, really good run from John Sterling. Liam Scales, uncertain, did the right thing. Cherney talked about his left foot, and Rangers certainly have the height on Celtic.
Rangers have their first corner. Václav Cherney is over it. Tavernier available for a short one, but it's going straight in there from Cherney. Liam Scales, the commanding presence. Tavernier took what seemed like the best option there, with Celtic threatening another break. Here's Maida closing in on Jefte. No foul on Diomande. Kuhn is still going, but Sterling, and he can't stop him either. Suter didn't see Paulo Bernardo coming. Atate. Taylor. Celtic now as they seek a second.
Half a yard sharper Celtic players right now. They've had a real lift from those goals. One obviously being chopped off, but the other one from the header. There's a much more sparky nature to their game. They're winning second balls. Rangers players now starting to get caught in possession. They need to weather the storm, Rangers.
It's Paulo Bernardo to float this corner in. Met by Suter. When Rangers score, when Celtic score one on Derby Day, they always look for a quick second. And it often seems to happen. Gartevickers. Kyogo will be desperate to find a way to goal today, having had one disallowed. Kuhn.
That's terrific centre forward play from Kyogo. Rangers trying to nullify the Celtic midfield three, leaving that space for Kyogo to come into. He does it well.
Carter Vickers, it suddenly opened up here. Bernardo fizzing that one across, and Suter puts it behind.
Oh, he's touched tight to Kyogo. I'm not sure little man would have got that on target anyway. He was maybe 2 yards beyond the front post, but again, so well worked from Celtic. Carter Vickers had just stepped in there. He had the invitation. It just opened up for him.
Here we go with another Celtic corner. Paulo Bernardo might have flicked it on. It's going to be retrieved by Kyogo. Tavernier in the way.
I tell you what, why is no Celtic player attacking that back post? Terrific flick from Dazen Maida.
Shot by Cherney on Johnston, who dashed across to cover.
There you go, Maida with the flick. Every other Celtic player on his heels there, on the heel, sorry. Anticipate that. It's the easiest finish ever.
There's a few pointing fingers as well in Rangers jerseys. I thought Maida just coming right across proper. He's got to just go and take responsibility. He can't allow a free header to happen in the 6-yard box.
McGregor. Well, half an hour has flown by. Tavernier is under pressure from Bernardo.
So he's done well just to get something from that, because he was under real pressure. Bernardo had just left the central berth and gone out to the wide area with Maida and just hounded him. And to be honest, I'm looking at the players around about. James Tavernier, they're not really showing, they're not going with any enthusiasm to help their captain out.
John Suter runs away from Hatate. Dessers back to Tavernier. Can Rangers offer something?
Ian, I mean, it's great play from John Suter. He breaks the lines when it goes into Dessers. He's just rolled it back into a full-back position, and that chance is gone from actually capitalising and going beyond the Celtic midfield. He needs to just open up there and just see what's forward.
It's a strange choice. Cherney trying to shake off Maida. Good luck.
Always trying to work it onto that left foot, isn't he?
Here he is again, Cherney. Rangers fans have liked what they've seen of him so far. Conor Barron. Sterling down the line for Cherney, but Liam Scales across to deal with that.
You compare the two midfield trios, and Philip Clement knows that Celtic have better technical players than Rangers, but actually patient early on the ball, weren't as direct as normal. Eventually you need someone to put your foot on it in the middle of the park and make passes.
Dessers. Rangers failing miserably to make the most of a potential opening there.
I I think Matondo's got to offer more for him there. Dessers is going towards him, he just stands, he doesn't make a move in behind the fullback and drag him in there and open up space for maybe Yefty on the outside. He just stands watching him.
Dessers. There's Carter Vickers to contend with. Taking a smack in the face.
He's going into traffic, Ian. I think Carter Vickers is very good at that. He's almost saying, right, well, you can go on the outside because I'm quick. But he just needs to go and take it and try and get a snapshot across the face of goal, but he's just snubbed out.
I don't think he really believed he was going to go past Carter Vickers in that instance.
Bernardo. Clement yet to register a win against Celtic. His fifth Old Firm game today. Carter Vickers.
Trying to block off and doing it to reasonable effect. Rangers, that central area, and supply into McGregor.
Barron to Dessers, but he's merely laid it off for McGregor. Celtic on the move again.
It's a good ball from Yefty as well. I mean, Chris, this is your domain, that, but he's got to protect it, surely. Just hold it off and allow support to get in.
Tate, Ryder ahead, but not there. Barron. John Beaton was going to give Rangers a free kick there, but he's let them carry on to no effect whatsoever, though. Back come the champions, Kyogo. Kuhn. Kyogo's been taken out there. Johnson looking to provide another goal for Maida. Almost did. Kuhn. Hatate! What an opportunity there. Wasted.
Well, you're right, Ian. What an opportunity. The whole stadium knows it. I think John Beaton will be looking to John Sterling for that rash challenge. It's a brilliant spot from Nicholas Kuhn, unselfish. He just has to get that on target. Butland's already on his way down. So clever from Nicholas Kuhn. Wonder whether he thought it was in. Wonder whether it was right foot onto left foot. Don't understand how he's missed that, Hatate.
He's just trying to roll his instep around it, hasn't he? He's just tried to place it into the top corner. If Maeda might have done the little step over as well, he had a chance, but the awareness of Kuhn was brilliant, but you can see Sterling, he just barges into the vacuum. I mean, I don't think he can move. I don't think he can get out of the way there or stop his momentum from going forward.
Robbie Matondo is being replaced now, unable to continue. So Ross McCausland will come on. Dujon. Sterling was shown the fourth yellow card for players in this game. And one for Alec Ray too.
How big a moment could that be, though? Opportunity to go 2 up.
I mean, Diamandi's looking for a free kick there, and there was a little tug when he turns Bernardo, but the tug had gone by the time he's trying to play his pass. He just needs to take care.
Scales. Maida. Scales. He thought Hatate was making the run there. Celtic have 4 new arrivals on the bench. Aaron Trusty, Alex Bayer, Luke McCowan, Anna Engels. Luke McCowan, a Celtic fan, living the dream and deserving to after starting at Ayr United and impressing so much for Dundee. Kyogo, he's taking this on!
What a finish that is.
Of course he is! He just came back for more, and that one is most definitely counting. Derby Day isn't Derby Day without one of those from Kyogo.
Well, it's fair to say Kyogo loves playing against Rangers. He takes it so early. It's such a clever finish. There'll be questions over Jack Butland. Taylor aware in that early pass, but he has a look up. He must be all of 30 yards out and passes it into the corner of the net. I don't think Butland gets set quickly enough. That's my initial reaction. Leaves that side of the goal wide open, but take nothing away from the finish. It's perfection from Kyogo.
Oh, listen, Chris, I mean, that is a quite brilliant finish. His take, when he rolls out there, I mean, it's a special pass from Greg Taylor. But what is Proper doing? Proper as a centre-back. Your striker's dropped in there. He's maybe frightened of the pace from going in behind because he's done it so many times. But the little man looks, takes a touch because Proper's dropped. He's trying to cover Yefty, I think it is, with Kuhn's run, and just offered him that 2 or 3 yards just to get his head up. You can't do it to that wee guy. He's clinical. He's proved it in this picture in the past. But honestly, that is a quite sensational finish. Stroked it by a very, very good goalkeeper.
Make that 8 goals in his last 10 starts against Rangers. Phenomenal figures for the big occasion that is the Glasgow Derby, the Old Firm. Call it what you like. It's Celtic 2, Rangers 0.
The difference with Kyogo and Ida for me is simply just the threat, the all-round threat that he gives you. He's constantly, he'll go across the front post, he'll go for pullbacks, he'll drift off a centre-backs, and he'll do this, going in behind. He's got such an all-round dangerous game. He must be a nightmare to play against.
The Rangers in danger of being blown away in this first half. They need to dig deep now, somehow, but have they got it in them? Here's Nicholas Kuhn. Celtic fancy more. Hatate was the target on the edge of the area, but Sterling cleared it.
It's really good from Nicholas Kuhn, driving the outside, setting Yefty up to eventually what he wanted to do is come on the inside and get a shot off with that left foot.
I have to say, I thought Rangers started brilliant. I was really surprised, but once Celtic got that goal, obviously it was disallowed, it almost just released them a little bit and energised them, and from that moment on, I think they're a half a yard sharper. They're snapping into challenges. Greg Taylor, I watched him a minute ago doing a 25-yard sprint backwards just to give an option for Liam Scales. It's something that Rangers are not offering right now.
Hatate, Kuhn, well, he didn't look the favourite there, but he got there.
Had to be a foul. I can't believe John Beaton hasn't blown up there.
Taylor with the switch to Kuhn, picked him out perfectly. And Johnson, how many times has he done that? Suter cleared it, but here's Maida. Tavernier brings it away. Cherney making a run here, and suddenly Celtic have been caught short, although they are regrouping.
Yeah, really good, but look how fast they're getting back.
Tavernier pops up again, but it just ran away from the Rangers captain.
It's a poor touch from Tavernier. That was half a chance.
mean, you just look at the influence that the captain has in this team. You can see there, he probably didn't have the engine to get forward once he went back to him a couple of moments ago, but he just tells everyone to calm down, to heat out the game, just to sting out our Rangers. That little counter-attack they had, you're right, Chris, James Tavernier had an opportunity maybe just to play a pass to Dessers. Takes a real heavy touch. This left side for Rangers, Proper and Yefty, two guys that don't know this fixture, was a real concern for me. And constantly Celtic are probed down that side. Alistair Johnson, Kuhn.
Diamande looking for Dessers, but that's not happening either, with Scales stopping it. McCausland out to breach for Diamande. Nothing much happening for Rangers, really. Everything happening for Celtic. How about that for a pass? Maida. Not how about that for a cross?
Getting carried away, Dazen Maida, the right idea. But that space in behind, Celtic. Blistering pace up top, Maida and Kyogo.
What a stop this is from John Souttar. Again, it's a classic run from Johnson, isn't it? It's a brilliant ball. Look at Kyogo just loitering at the back there for a tap-in. Really good defending.
We're into 3 extra minutes in this first half. Since the disallowed goal, Celtic have been ruthless.
Yeah, well, I said that, Ian. There's another opportunity. They are absolutely destroying Rangers in behind there.
Maida, look at the space here. Bernardo striding through, and Poland makes the save.
I thought he should have got a shot off earlier. Rangers need half-time. They are wide open, shifts on the inside, and then tries to get it back on his stronger right foot and just can't generate the power.
He just doesn't catch it clean, does he? But again, look at that, was like a mirror image of the goal that they lost. You're talking about the stats since they lost that goal, the disallowed goal. It was a mirror image. All 3 of midfielders of Rangers gone, taken out the game. And the ball over the top just stretched Rangers. They're really, really struggling to cope with the power, pace, energy of Celtic.
Sterling. Diamande.
The Rangers can't wait to get in here. Philippe Clement and his staff will be desperate to get him in just to calm them down.
Tavernier. Sterling hit that straight at Hatate. Tavernier.
Was in there, Sterling, as a stopper, isn't he, to
Yeah.
get on top of McGregor. He's not something you'd describe as a great technician or a ball player.
Really good defending that, you know.
Lost out to Diamande there. Up towards Dessers. Dessers trying to muscle in, but Scales fended him off. Václav Černý, 10 seconds left in the first half. Tavernier into Dessers, not quite for Černý.
Well tracked, wasn't it? Greg Taylor, he was switched on.
Well, Celtic had a goal disallowed and took it personally. A brilliant assist from Alistair Johnson. Set up the man from Japan, Daisen Maida, for the opener, and another man from Japan, Kyogo, whose goal was ruled out. Got in on the act anyway, as he so often does on Derby Day in Glasgow. Half-time, it's a familiar story.
and the fans have got the green and white flags out. So let's rejoin our commentary team to see what does happen in this second 45. Chris Sutton, Neil McCann are alongside Ian Crocker.
Dyson Maeda got things going. Kyogo thought he had, but his effort was ruled out. However, he did go on and score eventually. Of course he did. Kyogo's only scored 4 goals from outside the box in the Scottish Premiership, and 3 of them have been against Rangers. 22 of Celtic's last 28 Premiership goals against Rangers have come in the first half. That's when they get the job done, for the most part, on Derby Day. And yet again, they have a firm grip on this derby. Sterling quickly onto that, though. Dessers, it bounced off his boot, allowing Carter Vickers to clear.
Yeah, but it's certainly not job done yet for Celtic. Complacency. I don't think Brendan Rodgers will allow that to kick in, but what we do know is the next goal in this game absolutely crucial.
The Rangers did manage a recovery in that remarkable 3-3 game at Ibrox back in April. And they need something similar here. Already forced into a change with Rabbi Matondo injured and Ross McCausland on. Proper. Here is McCausland. Skipped away from Johnston and found Jefte, but Bernardo there.
It's a good opportunity, that, for Jefte. Takes a really poor touch. Alistair Johnson had been rolled in that full-back position by McCausland, so opened up for Jefte.
Either side of the summer, Celtic have won their last 9 Premiership games. But here's Dessers. It's another weak effort from Rangers number 9.
He's got to do better, Ian. I'm sorry, it's a really good opportunity. Brilliant from McCausland catching Bernardo. And I mean, he's just trying to shape it, but it's so weak.
There's a couple of sniffs that Celtic have given Rangers, though.
Johnston. Now Kuhn. Straight at Butland.
Yeah, I would say that Celtic have started this second half just a little bit sluggish. Caught in possession, where it was Rangers that was getting caught in possession in the first 45 minutes. 1 or 2 little opportunities, Dessers being the best one, but you have to take them.
McCausland. Callum McGregor playing in his 40th Old Firm game. Bernardo. Greg Taylor. Atate. McGregor. After a couple of minor scares at the start of the second half, Celtic are back at it and have a corner.
They're not going to change the way they play. Celtic, they're confident that their build-up play, Brendan Rodgers' build-up play, is better than the Rangers' press.
Scales and Carter Vickers there to add a threat. Bernardo fizzing it in. Maeda just behind Kyogo.
That's unbelievable. That's again, I mean, Rangers going zonal marking, but again, Maeda just walks right across the front of the 4 of them and gets a header right on the edge of the 6-yard line. They need to sort that out.
Celtic need to sort out somebody attacking that back post area.
Again. Nicholas Kuhn has kept this in. Bernardo Vickers gets there ahead of Dessers. See ya. Bye-bye. Diamande gets involved and gets a free kick.
There we go again. The delivery's wicked. Kyogo actually does make a run inside the back post on that occasion. Anticipates the flick, but just behind him.
Diamande is one of those on a yellow card. Jefte and Sterling also for Rangers, and Alistair Johnston for Celtic after that earlier clash with Diamande. Familiar feeling at the moment for Philippe Clement. They were close at times in the games last season, but coming close is not good enough in Glasgow. Free kick here though.
I couldn't see if Bernardo caught Diamande or not. From our position up here, John Beaton certainly pretty convinced about it. Just tries to step inside. Yeah, there's a free kick, isn't it?
Václav Černý making the signals. Suter and Prupper, far post. Sterling in there too. Johnston met it. Prupper helped it on. Maida briefly stayed down but is back up. Conor Barron pings that towards McCausland. Prupper. Černý in a position to cross, and Suter. Sterling can't get there. Carter Vickers sneaks it away.
That's a big chance, you know. I think John Suter knows it as well. Černý on the outside. We're used to see him within swingers, but he's on the overlap there. It's a really good ball in. Over Sterling, I think he's got lots of time to see it coming, just to get a better connection.
It's a good period of the game for Rangers, but they need to make it count any which way they can. Tavernier hoisting it high, Schmeichel toiling, Suter knocking it back, and the whistle has gone.
Yeah, the ball crossed the line, I think, when John Suter wins it at the back post. Comes off the post, doesn't it? It's whipped in there. You can see the shape of the ball. I don't think it was out, actually, was it? Has it come off the back of John Scales' head, maybe? Might have worked that out.
There's a little shot, isn't there?
Backhand post, yeah.
The ball's not out.
Didn't see what happened to Dessers just a couple of moments ago. Even though when Prupper wins that header, I'm not quite sure what Cyril Dessers is trying to do. Is he trying to help it on, or is he trying to get it on target? But again, like the first half, it's been a bright start from Rangers.
One of Celtic's new arrivals, the man brought in to take Matt O'Reilly's position. Anna Engels is warming up at the moment. Dyson Maida away. Maida, Hatate. Tavernier keeping him occupied. Engels, signed from Augsburg, and actually played for the Rangers manager Philippe Clement at Club Brugge. He gave him his senior debut, albeit in a friendly game. They were talking to each other before the game. Tate, lovely pass from Maida.
That's, I've got to say, James Tavernier gives up on that one. It's too easy. Jason Maida, you know what he's looking to do. He runs in behind. Brilliantly weighted pass. Tavernier, no body language expert.
Looks like Tom Lawrence might be coming on for Rangers. Maybe in place of Diamande, we think.
Yeah, Diamande's played on the periphery, hasn't he? He's not really got involved at all. Looking for much more. We speak about it. Boyd, he was talking about that number 10 position and trying to stop Callum McGregor, but he's been totally out of the picture, Diamande.
John Beaton has blown his whistle. Thomas Maida was away, but free kick.
Why not let that go? John Beaton, Dazen Maida unhappy with that decision. It's a foul, of course, but Tate gets his body in well. See there, Dazen Maida's away.
It's not happening that quickly either. It's coming eventually from Paulo Bernardo. Bernardo off the head of Tavernier.
There was really no need to do it, I don't think, because Scales, Carter Vickers had both run offside for me. If it was going to eventually get to them, it would have been flagged, but that's the uncertainty that Chris is maybe speaking about James Tavernier. He's been really given a tough time with Maida today. The whole defensive back line have struggled.
Tom Lawrence's arrival is imminent, but first Rangers have this to deal with. Kuhn, Hatate.
They're not wrong about being one of Rangers' best defenders to get away again there, Ian. Celtic fans let them know as well.
That change will happen now. It is going to be Mohamed Diamande who makes way for Tom Lawrence, who does have an eye for a goal. Scored his first of this season in that demolition of Ross County last week.
I was kind of surprised that he didn't start. I actually had him down to start after his performance last week, scored, and I think sometimes when players get feelings and confidence, it's a good idea to continue with that.
Journey, Tavernier, Scales on his case. Free kick for McGregor, fouled by Journey.
So interesting watching Celtic play. You know, I know it's been done for a while under Ange Postecoglou with how they move at least one of the fullbacks into a central area just to dominate the centre of the pitch, and what that does is when that left back moves into the right back, it really isolates the wide players. And with the speed that Maeda and Kuhn have, it's a nightmare.
Hatate, Kyogo is in again, and this time he isn't scoring. Close, but not close enough.
Yeah, it was tight again, wasn't it? I actually thought Hatate could have played it earlier. He's got to finish that. Right thing to do to try and lift it over Butland, but that should be game, set and match for Celtic.
What a pass it is. I think he is onside. I might be wrong, but I think when he just takes off in his run, he is onside. Yeah, he is. And you expect the little man to finish it. He's going for the audacious one. But again, it's a domination in the middle of the pitch. And the isolation of the wide players, it means that the fullbacks can't come in because they're holding their width, Kuhn and Maeda. So the overload in the middle of the park for Celtic is just too strong at the moment for Rangers to get a grip of this match.
Tavernier. Kartevika's firm but fair. Engels is going to come on shortly for his Celtic debut in place of Paulo Bernardo.
That crunching challenge a moment ago, Ian, with Cyril Dessers and Carter Vickers. I mean, it's just a message being sent out by the centre-back to say that you're not going to get any change here today. It's been such a physical battle between both players, because Dessers is a big boy, he's quick, he's strong. But that was a little one where I just think, I'll get the ball and I'll leave the message.
Tavernier. Lawrence. Rangers know the importance and significance of scoring the next goal in this game.
No, here's this challenge I'm talking about. He knows he's going to get the ball, but he's also going to get maybe a little bit of the man. No question, it's a clean tackle for me.
Baron goes Kuhn racing across. So just over the hour mark, a debut beckoning for Anna Engels, who will be 21 next Sunday. Tavernier's cross, and McCausland nowhere near.
And he's got to show great care, McCausland. Tavernier's trying to pick out Dessers. The timing of his run is excellent. Well, the biggest sees him off. Could take a touch there, McCausland.
Well, Paulo Bernardo makes way, and Celtic Park will give a huge welcome to their record signing, Anna Engels, a player that the Rangers manager Philip Clement knows in their days together at Club Brugge. And the new boy is going to get half an hour to show what he's about here. Brought in following the departure of Matt O'Reilly to Brighton, and by the way, we wish Matt all the best as he recovers from that horrible challenge the other night.
Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal player for Celtic, Matt O'Reilly. Got to say, Bernardo has had a good hour as well, his fitness getting up.
Well, Engels chasing that one.
Space in behind, he spotted it.
It's one of those ones when you come in for your debut. It's nice to come into this fixture. You've probably read all about it, heard all about it. But it's nice for the boy to come into an environment where they're comfortable in the match and he can come and show these fans what he's capable of.
Dessers now for Lawrence, and Jeff Day is available on the left. Lawrence will use him. Jeff Day across. Causland had the initial swing at that, I think.
Cherney, I think, unhappy about something with it. He felt that McCausland took the ball away from him, and he did.
Yeah, he did.
Still, I think McCausland should control that on target, the effort. Rangers wasteful. They've just got to concentrate on the connection there.
Two rather wild attempts from Ross McCausland, and Václav Černý was waiting right behind. Engels. Kyogo. Sterling got a toe in. Scales always winning that ahead of Dessers.
works so hard out of possession as well. Everybody associates Callum McGregor. Wonderful technician he is. Knits everything together. He's a grafter.
Scales. Taylor. Kuhn. Johnston. Kuhn again. McGregor. Johnston. Oh! Diverted, and Butland reacted swiftly.
Really good stop from Jack Butland. He was going to cover the cross, which was a really good one from Alistair Johnston. And Proper just takes a nick off the left foot there. He had to really change his stride pattern, change direction, and get that left hand down there.
O'Reilly took the corners. Engels is doing the same. Engels in, away by Suter. Nicholas Kuhn blocked by Lawrence, and he seems to have fallen a little awkwardly.
Kuhn, he strikes the ball. It's a really good block, I have to say, but the momentum of Lawrence and then coming together just sends Kuhn flying.
Cyril Dessers has been booked there for presumably something he said to John Beaton.
He's got a bloody lip there, so he's obviously taken one, and he's not been happy about it, and gone and asked a question to John Beaton, probably too aggressively, and he's having none of it. And you're on now that the captain's the only guy to talk to the referee on the pitch.
Proper for Tavernier, nicely taken by the Rangers captain. Dessers goes back to Sterling.
They're away from Taylor.
Engels has been floored, and there's going to be a yellow card here for Tom Lawrence.
I think in defence of John Beaton, he thought it was a head injury. I think he was gesturing, but it's a couple of times Celtic have had the advantage. Does take one in the face.
Yeah, it's a blatant block from Tom Lawrence, but I felt that Celtic were on the attack again there. But you're right, Chris, I think it probably does feel that it's a head knock. The safety of the player is paramount, of course.
I don't often stick up for John Beaton.
Oh, not last.
Rangers have had 5 players booked now. There's only been 2 red cards in the last 16 Old Firms, which is quite good going, but they were both received by Rangers here last season. Leon Balogun and John Lundstrom. About to see a major Celtic milestone shortly, with James Forrest coming on for his 500th appearance. But here is Václav Černý. Chefte, Barron. Chefte. Sterling. Černý. Taylor clears. Tate. Kyogo. Suter committed himself. Watch out, Butland's getting to that ahead of Kuhn. The pass wasn't what was required.
What a pass from Hatate there to Kyogo. The weight of it was sensational.
My only surprise is, Chris, he doesn't keep going with it. I know he's tried to play the early one, but he just turns John Suter and just eliminates him.
Kuhn, Kyogo, flag down for now. Alistair Johnson has got himself into the box. Kyogo's effort is blocked by Suter. Now there's going to be another yellow card, and this time it's for Celtic, and it's for Kuhn.
Yeah, gets there late, cleans out. Yefty, I think it's a good part of Yefty's game is bombing, but look at this, that's the touch. Great pass that Chris is talking about. I just felt it could have maybe have just gone on and really committed Yefty. Bit of frustration from Brendan.
He just wants that third, doesn't he? Celtic a bit more breathing space. Still work to do.
The Rangers are hanging in there, knowing that they need to score the next goal. Some better signs in this second half after a good general start to the game. And so, James Forrest is about to make it to 500 games for Celtic Football Club. He scored 6 minutes into his debut as a sub back in 2010 against Motherwell when he was 18. He replaces Nicholas Kuhn and he becomes the 13th Celtic player to notch up 500 matches.
Quite unbelievable, isn't it? The kid that comes through the academy to have such an impact on this football club. 500 appearances is something very, very special, you know.
From Celtic ball boy to 500 games for the club. 24 trophies along the way. Only Bobby Lennox has one more, and only one more. So Forrest could become Celtic's most decorated soon enough. Tremendous servant to Celtic throughout his career and played a pivotal part in that magnificent run-in at the end of last season.
Always felt with James Forrest is slightly underappreciated.
Tess's Cherney can't get to that. James Forrest. For Dyson Maida. Tavernier way out of position now. Forrest is not going to score, is he, on his 500th? Not with Sterling about there, although he's onto this again. Suter, Celtic cry handball. That will be checked by Andrew Dallas on VAR. And here come Rangers with Tom Lawrence.
Look at Kyogo getting back. That's unbelievable tracking, you know. I mean, that little man's run 60 yards at full tilt, followed by Hatate. The energy and the drive and willingness of the Celtic team. There's clearly a separation, never mind the quality that Celtic have.
Can't believe he hasn't got back up front yet.
He's no back up in pitch yet, no. Come on.
There won't be a penalty for that potential handball against Suter. Arms by the side apparently, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. Forrest trying to slide it through to Engels, but Jefty in the way.
Neglected the easy pass. There's Maida working.
Maida crashing in. McGregor fancies another screamer! And he's only gone and done it! For the third time this season!
It's a trademark effort from Callum McGregor this season. Another wonderful strike, but winning the ball back high up once again, working so hard out of possession, shifts it onto that left foot to get a yard, and he fizzes it. I just wonder, does it come off Sterling? Sterling studs, matters not to Celtic and their captain. 3-0, 3 points, and a gulf, a massive gulf between the teams.
Well, I was just about to say, he just felt something was coming, that it was either going to be a penetrating pass, but something up from the captain. Listen, again, he's been immaculate, hasn't he? Let's be honest. And yes, it's a huge deflection off of Sterling.
Stunning again, despite the deflection, as a Celtic fan comes on for his debut. What a story this is for Luke McCowan, signed from Dundee, played previously for Ayr United, outstanding for both. He's going to make his Celtic debut in an Old Firm with a 3-0 lead in place of Reo Hatate, and Kyogo's also going to be replaced by Adam Ina, who came on to score the Scottish Cup final winner against Rangers at the end of last season. A first taste of playing for Celtic for Luke McCowan, and when he walked out here, when he signed, the smile on his face was one of those football moments, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Supporter of the club. It's a dream for him, but he'll have that determination now to go and perform. The only slight concern I have from Celtic's point of view, Hatate hobbled off, Kyogo hobbled off. Hopefully there's no real injury concerns. A couple of really key players, but Celtic a bit of strength in depth now off the bench.
The Rangers are going to make a triple change themselves shortly, and we will see a debut for Hamza Igamane, the Moroccan. Danilo and Nico Raskan are also going to come on.
No, that's a change that Philippe come on is making it's an interesting one. Igamane's no experience whatsoever of Scottish football, and you throw him into a game like this in an arena like this, 3-0 down. I'm not sure what he's expecting, but
here is Dessers, who is about to be replaced. McCausland, have Rangers got anything to offer? Tavernier and Schmeichel, who hasn't had much to do this season, is equal to that.
I was just going to say that, Ian. Decent effort from Tavernier, but that was a decent save.
Journey's cross away by Ida.
Just when it drops down, Chris, you fancy him, don't you?
No, absolutely. So, lets it drop Tavernier, but yeah, I think that's the first proper save Schmeichel's had to make, Ian.
Yep. Celtic Park is rocking again, and Rangers are going to make those changes now as the fans' milk of the moment once more. A familiar sight in Scottish football, and this famous old arena is actually bouncing.
Chris was trying to get me to join in there. I wasn't having it, Crocs.
In fact, Rangers having to bring on Leon Balogun because Robin Prupper is having to go off with a knock, apparently. So one of those subs will change, but Igamane is still coming on. Nico Raskan isn't. So here we go then. Robin Prupper, his Old Firm debut ends, and Leon Balogun comes on. Nico Raskan is actually coming on for Dujon Sterling. The Moroccan Hamza Igamane, just 21 years of age, will make his Rangers debut in place of Václav Černý.
They need to just stop the bleeding here, Rangers. We're talking about Igamani just getting a little taste of Scottish football. What an introduction that is, but good to see Raskan back for Rangers. He's really struggled to get game time. Long injury last season, then picks up one in the pre-season, which doesn't help the group. But, I mean, I felt at half-time, this could be 4 or 5, just the way the game was going, the threat that Celtic possessed, and Rangers need to try and stop this.
Tom Lawrence. Dessers. Staying on for now. Rangers have some forlorn figures out there now.
It hasn't clicked in the final third at all, has it, for Rangers? A real combination play and link up and understanding. They've been well beaten in every department.
Tavernier, Raskan. Well, later on Super Sunday in Newcastle against Tottenham is happening now. And then it's the second biggest game in Britain today. Manchester United against Liverpool. Jeff Day. Jeff Day. Carter Vickers is there, naturally. Barron, Raskan, miles off, as most have been in a blue shirt today. Oscar-winning actor Christoph Waltz taking the game in today. Played Blofeld in the Bond film Spectre. It is a day for heroes and villains. Taylor. Balogun turned that away from Maida. Here's McCowan. McCowan, Ida, who also carries a big threat. Rangers may well take 3-0 right now. Darren got there ahead of Johnston.
And that's sort of what it's come to, hasn't it? Ibrox taking a mauling in the greatest rivals. That's not good.
Tom Lawrence. McCausland held up by Scales, but here is Lawrence. Kasper Schmeichel's having that.
A good read from Kasper. Schmeichel there, you can see that Tom Lawrence is trying to find Ganami out in the left side coming in. Just tried to clip it over the top of Carter Vickers.
Kasper Schmeichel lost his only other game against Rangers for Falkirk back in 2007 when he was beaten by Chris Boyd, of all people, and Barry Ferguson. Lawrence, McCausland. McCausland having another go. Scales in the way again. And the former Rangers captain is here watching on.
All smiles.
Ambassador for the club now.
Yeah, they've missed somebody like his leadership, drive. He was very, very important in this fixture.
Well, his ability to pass a ball.
Yeah, composure on the ball, yeah, you're right.
I think McCausland and Maida had a bit of a coming together there. John Beaton stepping in. Final 5 minutes of the 90. Tavernier's corner. McCowan chasing it down.
It's actually been perfect from Celtic's perspective, Brendan Rodgers' perspective. Came up against your biggest rivals, able to bludgeon new additions. Game's already over. Get that understanding with the teammates.
Celtic feeling good, very good going into the international break. Not so much the case for Rangers, who once again will have a fortnight to stew over a derby defeat before they return with a trip to Tannadice. Causland. Forrest. Taylor. McCowan. Scan towards Igamane, but Vickers unruffled. He's actually taken a kick there, but he is getting back up. Just sorting his boot down. Give me the ball anyway.
That could have been awkward.
Suter. Celtic about to record a 5th successive home league win over Rangers, which has only happened 3 times in their history, lastly back in 1980. Tavernier. Causland. Taylor shot him off, free kick. Oh, it is going to be a yellow card for Greg Taylor.
He jumps in there, Greg Taylor. McCausland sees him coming, just slides it on the outside and tries to go on the inside.
He's saying to John Beaton, where can I go in that situation? He holds his ground.
So Tavernier over this free kick. Celtic hoping to keep yet another clean sheet this season. There are only going to be 4 minutes added on. Amida in and around Tavernier.
It's always a brilliant battle, isn't it? Tavernier, Maida, and oh dear. Careless pass from James Tavernier. You can't take your eyes off that tussle. Maida has one out again.
Philip Clement will join Graham Murty in failing to win his first 5 Old Firm games. The Rangers' very first manager, William Wilton, didn't win his first 8, but that's going back a bit. It's on to the New Year version of this contest next.
It's a difficult one for Philippe Clement. It's the nature of this loss. Just the most worrying thing, I think, from the Rangers' perception.
Dessers.
I just think the difference in quality, Chris, in the final third has been so obvious at times when Rangers have had opportunities. McCausland's had a couple, Dessers, Matondo in the first half. I know it might have been offside, but everything seemed rushed, hurried, just not clinical. Whereas Celtic have just been devastating at times today.
Jeff Day. Just want to hear that whistle now after another desperate derby day in Glasgow for them. Well, it's a familiar feeling for the Celtic fans as he makes his way up.
That's one way to get the pie stall, isn't it, early and get a lift back? You need your legs, never mind your hands.
It's a familiar feeling for Celtic fans and a familiar feeling for Rangers fans. Just 2 wins in 20 visits here now. Last meaningful league victory over Celtic was 2021. Did win a Scottish Cup semi the year after, but very much second best in Glasgow still, which means second best in Scotland.
Just looking at Jimmy's top, he's not got much of that strip left in. Half of it's been ripped off him.
Yellow card for Engels on his debut. Tavernier. Dessers was waiting, away by Carter Vickers, Igamane, McCausland! Schmeichel spread himself like he so often does and like his dad so often did.
And some save there. McCausland should score. But Schmeichel, we've seen him make saves like that over the years, spreads himself, gets out. Narrows the angle, wonderful piece of goalkeeping.
Taken that away from Taylor. Schmeichel grabs a hold of that.
He catches a sweep there when it comes to McCausland. It's a brilliant stop. He's the old 5-point save spread. He'd have been proud of that one.
Very worthy successor to Joe Hart as Celtic's #1. Time is almost up in the opening derby of the season in Glasgow, and it's been a tale of the expected. The same old story for the most part. No mercy from the champions. Celtic absolutely bossing it again on Derby Day in Glasgow. Made that one defeat in 19 Old Firms now for Brendan Rodgers. Dyson Maeda got things going. Kyogo had a goal ruled out, but you just knew he'd come back for more, and he did. And then it was time for another screamer from the captain, Callum McGregor. He's having his own goal of the month competition. Another beauty. Philippe Clement's side started all right, had a bit of a spell in the second half, but it just really isn't good enough, and not even close really for Rangers. Catch us if you can is already the message from the defending champions. Come and have a go if you think you're good enough. But sadly for Rangers, they don't look like they are. It ends Celtic 3, Rangers 0.
Thanks, Ian, Chris, Neil. Yeah, Celtic continuing to roll with it. Stan, it was pretty similar to what we saw last season, and they have certainly put themselves in a great position once again.
Yeah, they have. They were quite comfortable today. There was a couple of moments where Rangers had a few opportunities. It seems like Celtic were much better ready for that game. They look quicker. They look just a fraction quicker than Rangers, and it looks like they've took their opportunities in the right moments at the right time, and they deserve to win again. And he could have been more. He could have been more, but they look solid. The new signing coming in and making sure that they have the experience of that atmosphere and the game itself. So it looks like a promising season for Celtic.
Yeah, they came in the favourites, James, and more so than possibly they did in any game last season. But it does take an element of professionalism and going out and performing your task to be able to see through what other people are saying outside of the club, to go and actually do it on the pitch, and it was impressive in large chunks today from Celtic.
Yeah, you still have to get the job done. You know that it's still a tough game, and Celtic showed they're better in every department at every side of the game than Rangers today. Rangers started both halves pretty well for the first maybe 10 minutes. Chances, particularly in the first half, that they didn't take. Celtic just looked calm, whether it was the decision not to go and put full pressure on and sit and wait and allow Rangers to knock the ball about at the back. But when they're at it, it takes some stopping, and the mentality is a huge part of that. Physically, they look fitter than Rangers, they look stronger, they look quicker, they're better on the ball, they look more dangerous, they look solid defensively as well. I thought, Liam Scales and Greg Taylor get probably for me, definitely undue stick. I think that they stand up every single time. They're always there, and it wasn't a day to be talking up Celtic's defence. But I think when you look at those two players, they were outstanding. And Celtic just get the job done. And in the end, you can say it's comfortable, but they still have to go and put the work in. And they did. They did not stop. Whether it was a chance, towards the end of the game, this guy here, Maida, doesn't stop. He doesn't stop running. It's a chance to go and put pressure on. They do it because it's a habit, and there's no time for them to say, we don't fancy the press now, we don't fancy running that extra bit, we don't fancy chasing a lost cause. They do it constantly, and they were miles ahead of Rangers today.
And Chris, you look at the players there, the likes of Maida, so influential, so many of the players. They've been at Celtic now for a number of seasons, albeit under Ange Postecoglou. They've had to change and adapt slightly to Brendan Rodgers, but this is a group of players who know each other very well, who've played together for a long time. That's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it? And Rangers supporters are going to have to accept that maybe it's going to take a bit of time for the Philip Clement team to get to that level.
Don't get time in football. You think Rangers fans are sitting at home absolutely delighted watching Celtic celebrate in front of the telly, watch their team's performance there. It's embarrassing. I mean, I think the bookies made Celtic, Rangers the same price as what they were under Pedro Caixinha team when they came here. That's what it looked like. How many of that Rangers team would get in the Celtic team? None. And that's where you're trying to get to. None of them would get anywhere near it. You've got a captain, and listen, I know James Tavernier has had his critics over the year. Go and show a 2-minute clip of why Celtic totally dominated that game today, and it was summed up within 2 minutes. James Tavernier labouring back when he lost the ball in the middle of the pitch to Kyogo, ran the full length of the pitch to tackle Tom Lawrence. That's the difference. Celtic make things happen, Rangers hope things happen. And all this of we're improving, it's about time people wisen up and realise this ain't going anywhere fast. That was embarrassing today.
Where does that mentality come from? Is it driven from the top? Does it come from the players within themselves? Does it come from calling out your teammates when that's not happening? Where does that mentality come from?
The whole calling out your teammates, I don't think that can happen anymore. There's no characters in football. I think you look at Callum McGregor, leads by example on the pitch in terms of getting about it, making things happen, on the front foot, getting after teams, but also when it's time to sit off and be that discipline and keep the ball. But he's totally different to what Scott Brown was. Rangers don't have any leaders. They can kid themselves on all they want. They don't have any leaders. Beating Ross County 6-0 and then swagging about, I'm the big guy I am, it's all good, look at us. These are the games that matter, these are the games you're judged on. And I'll say it again, that was embarrassing after 10 minutes there today for Rangers.
Yeah, really strong stuff, Chris. From a Celtic point of view, though, it was the perfect afternoon because those 3 points mean that they join Aberdeen on maximum points for the season at the top of the table. Celtic ahead on goal difference. They are yet to concede in the league this season. Rangers, well, they are 5 points adrift after 4 matches. Well, you can head over to Sky Sports F1 right now if you want to watch the culmination of the Grand Prix in Italy. But we would rather you stayed with us here. We will bring you full reaction. But if you are watching on Main Event, you will need to switch over to Sky Sports Football to get all the reaction from here at Celtic Park. On Main Event, they will be going to the second half of Newcastle against Spurs, the home side leading that one by a goal to nil. But we will bring you full reaction from everything here at Celtic Park as the home side continue their dominance in this fixture over recent seasons. 5 home league wins on the trot against their city rivals for the first time in 44 years.